Welcome sideways. It costs 1,000 to get that? Are you serious? Right, the slick back. Why, hello there, Belberto. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. Heads up. Probably won't be here this Saturday from 12 to 3 your time, but it could be earlier / later. I'll let you know on Saturday. Oh, okay. Actually, wait, it's 10 through 3? Okay. All right. Group project? Oh, okay.
The mighty, the live wires, and finally, the big splash. The arena has loaded. Buckle up.
Let's do it.
Get ready for the ultimate cash crunch. The first team to hit that magic number will claim victory.
Remember, last season, a lot of teams won by prioritizing teamwork.
The Big Splash are looking for admission to
Elimination of the match.
warm-up is definitely over. Are on the live wires last contestants. This could be a chance for them to get on our highlight reel. The Big Splash are looking to make a name for themselves. Shot started. Misfortune for the Big Splash. Team wiped. The Big Splash have returned to the arena.
What the fuck?
Pole position.
Bro. That's some bullshit.
Alas, the live wires have been wiped out. Frag out! Missile delivery! This is exactly what the Mighty needed. They pocketed our first cash out. The live wires are back. Pinning all their hopes of avoiding a team wipe on their last contestant.
I am not sure this match needs even more excitement, but here we go anyway. A new event is about to start. This is going to be such a blast. Make the wrong move, and you'll see what I mean. If you get eliminated, you'll be going out with a bang.
The Mighty are ready to peel into Vault 2.
Damn.
The Big Splash are rejoining the match.
Let's see.
Just one member still standing for the live wires. They'll need to keep a cool head. The Mighty have kicked off a cash out.
Oh. Our teammate disconnected.
Over there, let's go.
The Big Splash are re-engaging.
Making a move for cash out B.
Big Splash are experiencing some tough times. One contestant left. Looks like a team wipeout for the big splash. Time's up and the curtain falls on this match. And now we celebrate as one team of contestants becomes a group of rising stars. Thanks again to our sponsors and to our viewers at home.
Yeah, the one spot where grappling hook would have been so useful. The weapon charm, huh? I wonder how this is. Alright, I'll try it.
Now, the high notes, the ultra rares, and finally, the steamrollers. It's game time, folks. It's a fortune-fueled frenzy in quick cash. The first team to grab enough cash will win.
That's right, Scotty. It's all about speed, strategy, and a whole lot of cash.
Vault 1 is being unlocked by the steamrollers.
It's on, Scotty. We've got our first elimination. The action is sure to ramp up now.
It's go time! One contestant left for the ultra rares, who are in danger of going extinct in the arena. Hoping to pressure the competition, the steamrollers have initiated our first cash out. With a superb mix of stealth and skill, the ultra rares steal a cash out. Frag out! Special delivery! Smoke! The last member of the steamrollers needs to do everything they can to avoid a team wipe.
Using blitz grenade.
Oh wait, that's the other SMG. I think it's pretty nice. Oh yeah, I like that.
Activating thermal vision.
The ultra rares have been wiped out.
Good.
No stopping the steamrollers now. They fought back.
The steamrollers steal a cash out. Let them use time to roll. Our first cash out goes to the steamrollers.
All right.
Let's see whether they can keep that momentum going. The ultra rares are respawning. They'll need to make those team wipes the exception rather than the rule. The ultra rares are busy unsealing Vault 2.
I like this battle rifle though. This is nice. Yeah, this is real
An
nice.
awkward moment for the ultra rares. Team wiped.
Damn.
Cash out in progress.
Yeah, it does a
thanks
lot
to
of
the
damage.
ultra.
Good range on it. Nice
The
accuracy.
ultra rares have recovered and respawned. Special delivery. Throwing pyro grenade. The only remaining contestant on the high note has an opportunity to shine here. Great move there by the steamrollers, stealing that cash out. back for the high notes.
Let's go. Hold on.
Great cloud out.
Pogo grenade out. Time. All that's left is to confirm the result.
Let's go.
As we power down the simulation.
Yeah, bro,
and
this
our
gun is
contestants
real
on board,
nice.
Let's take a moment to applaud our new rising stars.
We sure did. Wait, 626? Hey, shout out to Stitch.
All right, the ultra rares, the jet setters, and finally,
The Kingfish.
Let's get this started. The rules hardly need explanation in Quick Cash, but here it goes. Bag the targeted total first to win.
Scotty said it. Let's see who's got the pace to ace this race.
The ultra rares are busy unlatching Vault 1.
It's happening, Scotty. We've got our first elimination.
Our match is in full swing.
Okay.
Screwing things up.
The match is starting to heat up as the Kingfish have started our first cash out. This is a rough spot for the Kingfish. One remaining contestant is trying to keep them in the game. Ultra Rares have returned to
That dude's using a dagger and you using your sword.
Ultra Rares are bringing the heat.
The Jet Setters denied a cash out. Great steal. Ouch, the Jet Setters suffered a wipeout. First cash out goes to the Ultra Rares. Let's see whether they can keep that momentum going. Some contestants thrive under pressure. We're about to find out whether the last member of the Jet Setters is one of them.
It's time for a new
Damn.
event in the arena,
Skull
which is sure to
emoji.
test our contestants' skills. We're about to get up close and personal with some serious cosmic debris.
A knock at the door of Vault 2 from the Ultra Rares.
Oh. Motherfucker, not igniting. Oh. Get a little stab? Hold on.
Team wiped. With our Meteor Showers event still active, our contestants are coping with the universe throwing them a fiery curveball or 12.
Appreciate it.
Sending a frag. The Jet Setters are rejoining the match.
We're at the end of this game show event. What a spectacle!
Aw. And they both healing up the, the big guy. It's like the motherfucker got a double mercy pocket. Nah, that's cheap.
The Ultra Rares are back in play.
Bruh. What the fuck? I just got a trophy called Attending Physician. Hey, I ain't a doctor.
The Kingfish have kicked off a cash out. Let's see whether the last member of the Kingfish can avoid a team wipe. The Ultra Rares made an awesome steal there.
I was wondering what the motherfucker was.
Kingfish. Team wiped.
I guess the competition didn't have bigger fish to fry after all, Scotty.
The Kingfish have returned to the arena.
Seriously?
Glitching things up.
Not what you wished for?
The Kingfish are respawning. They need to avoid being washed ashore again. Lights out in the arena, just as the spotlight swings to our winners. From all of us here at the finals, thanks for watching.
That only team was cheap as fuck. Okay, let's see. A dome shield would be nice. I want that goo gun. However, that mesh shield sounds nice too, though.
Now, the steamrollers, the mighty, and finally, the powerhouses. Let's get into it. Prepare for a whirlwind cash dash and quick cash. The team that secures a big enough stash first will triumph.
It's all about who can keep their cool in this high-pressure situation, Scotty.
Pushing into Vault 1, it's the Mighty.
Not everyone made it out of this encounter. It's our first elimination.
Peacetime is over, folks. The
Motherfucker.
last member of the powerhouses needs to power through and avoid a team wipe. Zapping them!
What the fuck? Bro.
The match is starting to heat up as the Steamrollers have started our first cash out. The powerhouses are back in play. The Steamrollers are taking the reins of this match. The Steamrollers will need to come back from that wipeout. A strong offensive push by the Mighty as they steal a cash out.
But will there be consequences?
We've got the powerhouses returning to the arena.
Naturally called Busybody, was to eliminate 3 opponents with a melee weapon within 10 seconds. Oh, dang.
The world is watching as the Mighty are trying to avoid a full team. An awkward moment for the Mighty. Team wipe.
And with that, they've gone from will to may to might. And that's a grammar joke, Scotty.
Hey, school.
The powerhouses have turned up the heat with a stunning
And they fucking
turnaround.
stole it.
The Steamrollers made an awesome steal there.
They're signaling something, Scotty. They're saying game on.
We've got the Mighty returning to the arena. It's in! The Steamrollers make a bold statement with the first cash out of the match. The powerhouses are opening Vault 2, a real feat of strength.
Setting a barricade.
The excitement never stops in the finals, and we've got a new event just around the corner. Our contestants will want to remain in motion. Our sky laser just went online and will carry out a painful punishment on those who don't.
Barricade deployed. Barricades up.
What the fuck?
A strapping performance here as the powerhouses have started a cash out. I'm sure our contestants would like to pause and catch their breath, but we aren't done with our orbital lasers event yet.
There we go. Ah, fucking security system.
powerhouses are in danger, but they still have one contestant going strong. The steamrollers steal the cash out. That's how you take control, folks.
Oh, he got a flamethrower. Nice.
Team wipe for the powerhouses.
Scotty, the best come grinding to a halt.
The mighty rob a cash out station without hesitation.
Okay.
The powerhouses are back in the arena, folks.
Find the mine! Arming a mine! Reinforcing the area!
We've reached the end of this game show event.
Team wipe calamity for the mighty.
They just couldn't.
It's a steal. The powerhouses are playing boldly out there.
They just
No.
upped the ante.
Oh, that's fucked up.
An amazing show of skill, but we are out of time. That's a wrap for now, and even though the battle was virtual, our
That was
contestants'
fucked up.
newfound fame is real.
Those lasers made you mad. Yeah, they were aggravating. Give away your location in the smoke bomb.
Here we go. The Jet Setters, the Vogues, and finally, the Big Splash. Unleash our contestants. Our contestants will race to riches in quick cash. The first to reach the cash goal will claim victory.
Scotty's called it. Time to see who has the speed and the strategy.
Oh, it is. Okay.
The Big Splash are washing over Vault 1.
Oh, yeah.
Our first elimination
Damn.
is bound to turn up the heat.
Nice he's out there. Let's see whether the last member of the Big Splash will attempt to revive.
Don't...
The Vogues are setting the pace as they start our match's first cash out.
How long we've been playing this? Ever since it came out. Fuck. Almost.
Respawn alert. The Big Splash are back in action.
Yeah, we've been playing ever since it came out. Off and on.
The Big Splash have surged out of nowhere.
Great move there by the Jet Setters, stealing that cash out.
That could be a game changer.
Misfortune for the Jet Setters. Team wiped.
Hopefully they bought a
destruction looks
return
nice.
ticket back
Yeah.
from that wipeout.
Pretty cool feature.
Cash out now by the Vogues. Jet Setters have respawned. Let's see how they bounce back.
Barricades up. Here's the protection.
The Vogues
Fuck,
are playing
man.
for keeps. They've snagged the match's first cash out. It's a daunting experience being out there all alone, June. Let's see how the Vogues handle it.
Oh, it's so fun. Okay. I gotta get used to the heavy. He's so slow.
The Big Splash are accessing Vault 2.
Are you serious? Crazy motherfucker.
Team wipe calamity for the Big Splash.
No need for towels. They've been left high and dry.
The Big Splash are back in action. The Vogues have a cash out in the works.
Why is he sending out? What the fuck? Really? A glitch trap? I don't know about this shotgun.
Team wiped.
I might need that other
With
LMG.
first-class finesse, the Jet Setters just stole a cash out, leaving their opponents grounded. The Big Splash are back.
Let me see how this thing fires. So 4 shots per burst. It's a little weird.
Here's the punch. Looks like a team wipeout for the Jet Setters.
Yeah, they got this.
An exhilarating match, but now our game is over. A big thanks to our sponsors for bringing us this incredible spectacle, and a big congratulations to our winners.
Alright, let me go back to medium. Man, this map is always annoying. I don't like those hanging structures. It's always a bunch of chaos whenever somebody gets in those.
All right, the shock and awe, the tough shells, and finally, the live wires.
So it's just the two of us. Man. There's always somebody fucking leaving. Oh, hold on.
Get ready
Never
for
mind.
a mad cash
Somebody
chase
was
to the
doing.
magic number. Let's watch our contestants hustle, gather, and triumph in quick cash.
You said it, Scotty. Let the financial foot race
Well, we'll see
begin.
if he sticks around after he dies. 'Cause most people fucking leave.
The shock and awe are busy freeing Vault 1.
We've got our first elimination and the tension is palpable.
I hope we get to see more of that.
Damn!
The live wires will need to try again. Team wiped.
He said the same thing.
The live wires are back. Team respawned. The shock and awe are looking to make a name for themselves. First cash out started.
Frag grenade set.
A
Are you serious?
setback for the live wires. We've got the live wires returning to the arena. A tough spot to be in. The tough shells are down to one contestant trying to avoid elimination.
Throwing fire.
Gas?
Yikes. Team wipe for the live wires. Shock and Awe are playing for keeps. They've snagged the match's first cash out. The live wires are cracking open Vault 2.
That game sounds nice.
Here we go. Our upcoming event will
Hey,
surely
that's
put
pretty
the
cool.
adaptability of our contestants to the test. Special delivery! The arena is about to become even more perilous as we're cranking up the damage and pushing our contestants to the edge.
So, School, do you play shooters?
Our mega damage event is still active, and there's already enough digital debris in the arena to make you think a pack of vandals got loose out there.
Which one?
Cash out underway, thanks to the tough shells.
The older ones? No. Rainbow Six like Vegas? I played Vegas too, like years ago with my older brother. That was a lot
The
of
live
fun.
wires swipe to cash out.
Mega damage has finished. I hope that satisfied our fans' calls for amp action.
You ever played Doom? Or Overwatch?
Motion sensors up.
Wildlands would be the latest I played. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Live wires.
Looks like they've blown a fuse.
Yeah.
Fantastic steal by the Shock and Awe.
Ain't no way until.
The clock is stopped. What a match we just witnessed. One of our teams have just paved their way to fame. Congratulations to our winners.
Ah, okay. You ever played Quake or Perfect Dark? Yeah, I wish Perfect Dark would get a remake. I really want that to come back. That was an incredible game. I think in a lot of ways I enjoyed that a lot more than 007. 007 was goated, but I love Perfect Dark though. That was definitely my favorite shooter when I was a kid. However, my favorite shooter in general is Titanfall 2. Now that is the best shit I've ever played, as far as like when it comes to shooters. Okay.
Now, the live wires, the big splash, and finally, the jet setters. The arena's calling. Welcome to Quick Cash, the team that tucks away enough money first triumphs.
Scotty's spot on. Time for the big cash crunch. And there's our first elimination of the match. Scotty, this could get really chaotic, really fast.
Get ready for some heart-pounding action. The jet setters are slipping into Vault 1. The big splash are now just a single contestant away from a team wipe.
Where are we going?
Jet setters are looking to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, what I was saying is my favorite shooter is Titanfall 2. Yeah, Titanfall 2 is fucking goated. I can't wait for Titanfall 3.
Jump pad here. Thanks a million.
Both of y'all using swords. Alright. So what's the name of it? Titanfall 2. Yeah, you want to try that? Yeah, it's incredible. Oh, shit. Here we go with this. Fuck.
Outnumbered, but still going strong, is the last standing contestant of the jet
Come
setters.
on, let's get that. Let's go! Alright.
Playing for keeps. They've snagged the match's first cash out. The live wires will need to come back from that wipeout. The big splash have recovered and respawned. The big splash are starting a ripple effect. They're opening Vault 2.
But yeah, so, school, here's the thing. Like, yeah, sure, there were a lot of old games that I loved playing when I was a kid, but yeah, I moved on though, that's the thing. So I play everything. You know, whether it's old or new. I don't have any particular preference for, like, you know, what games I do play. but it doesn't matter if it's old or new to me. If I like it, I'll play it. But here's the thing, though. It's like, if you don't really know about what's actually out there, then yeah, of course you'll be like the type of people that's like, oh, yeah, I only like the old games. I'm like, well, have you actually done your fair share of exploring what's actually out there? Because that's the thing. I've met a lot of people that say that they prefer old games, but they haven't really, you know, looked at anything that's out there for real.
Complete team wipe for the big splash.
Jump pad here.
The big splash are re-entering the arena.
Oh.
Explosives deployed. Watching our six.
And then plus I remember you had said that you don't want to get a PS5 unless there's a game that you want to play that's on it. It's like, well, that wouldn't be a good idea. Because for one, a lot of people that say that, yeah, they end up buying a new console for one game. And I always thought that was really stupid. You're just basically wasting your money in that case. Like, if you don't have an open mind and you don't want to actually explore what's on the console, because there's a ton of things that's available for the PS4 and PS5 library. But you have to know what you want to look for. And if you don't, then explore the shop. There's a ton of stuff on there. You know, because there's a lot of people out there that say that, oh, PS5 has no games. That's an absolute lie. That is an absolute fucking lie.
Wires have recharged and respawned. The big splash are unbolting Vault 3.
Hold on.
The big splash will need to try again. Team wiped.
Oh, that's gonna take too long.
Let's get airborne.
If I can get the right angle.
Pouring cold water on the big splash didn't scare them off. Team respawned. The jet setters have started a cash out. A burst to the front from the jet setters.
Okay. I should be safe over here for now. Okay, now what were you saying? In reference to me, I'll say that I've looked, but there's a certain game style I like and don't like. Now, what would that be? Say, yeah, I'm a casual gamer, a certain type I'm not into. I know there's games there, just not into them anymore.
An awkward moment for the
I used to run EV Games, GameStop, and Game Crazy for just back in the day. I know to look through the PlayStation Store now. Okay, so what is it about you? What is it about your preferences that makes you think that nothing is worth playing? Because that's what I don't understand.
The live wires have recovered and respawned. Halftime. The tension is rising by the minute.
Fuck.
Placing an explosive.
Cause I used to do the same thing. I used to look in like GameStop and Slackers when it was still around. Oh, good, we won. Let's see, I'm not into it anymore. I don't have a hate for games or anything. I'm just not in love with series like I once was.
We'll see you next time on the finals.
So, okay, so which series had a continuation that made you fall out of love with gaming? Sorry, they blew all that up for nothing. Because, like, if there's certain series that you've played and you've seen their more modern, iterations, if you don't like the way they were done, then, okay, that I can understand. But what about other series that are out there? Sometimes other series might have a spiritual successor, or sometimes circumstances happen and the sequel wasn't done too well in certain cases. But it's like, I think there's just way too much out there to offer. Even if you've been playing games ever since you were, back in the 90s and everything like me. Because I've been playing, possibly longer than you have. Because even though you're a little bit older than I am, it's like, I've been playing ever since I was 3. And I started with like the NES and Sega Genesis, N64, PS1, PS2, all of that. And sure, those were nostalgic times, but I grew along with the times, though. That's the thing. Because a lot of people have this very weird nostalgia for certain old things, and that can be for any sort of hobby out there. There'll always be people out there that say like, oh yeah, the original was the best, or the first installment was the best one, and it's like, and I'm one of the types of people that's like, well, no, I take things for what they are. If the original wasn't all that great, then I'll say so. Like Pokemon, for instance. Some people, there's probably some people out there that actually liked, the older Pokemon games. And I was like, they were clunky. Like, sure, it was cool at the time when you were a kid and didn't know any better, but yeah, those games were fucking clunky. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't mind if somebody prefers like vintage games. That's not a problem. I just don't like that I see so many people that claim that older games are the only ones that matter to them, and they're the only ones that have the same spirit. And it's like, no, that's not true. There's a lot of games out there that still have that old, that passion that old games had. And plus another thing is, some old games were 100% crappy. Like, it's not even sugarcoated. Some older games were pretty crappy and buggy. However, in some cases, that's part of the charm. And yeah, arguably, like back then, games were more complete, but they still, here's the thing though, instead of like having DLC and everything and patches, it's just back then they sold you a brand new game with just a few added updates because they couldn't patch it directly. So it's just like, I mean, in today's standard, we kind of have the same thing going on. Now, sure, there are certain practices that certain developers do where they will sell you stuff, that should have been in the base game. Generally, most people complain about that, and I understand. But that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of games out there that lack passion or lack that same feeling of adventure that you would have playing older games. Because it's just like it would be really hard for me to just name a bunch of examples off the top of my head. But one such example would be like Dark Souls. The Dark Souls series is fucking incredible. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not in no point saying older is better. Just saying I don't love games as much as I did before. See, that's the way it came off when you first had told me. I was like, please don't tell me she's one of those types that just claims that the older stuff was the best of its kind. I really hope she's not saying that, because that's why I didn't say too much in response. I was like, okay, let me not say anything. Because then it could have become an argument. And I didn't want to do that. But I've met people that think that way. They actually think that way, and I had to try to tell them, like what are you talking about? Let's see, Alberto said I wasn't even playing that generations before Gen 7 and Gen 1 through 3 were very clunky. Yeah. I mean, hell, in some cases, Pokemon even now is still pretty bare bones when it comes to certain features. It still doesn't have multiple save files, which is absolutely atrocious. Like, that is so stupid that they still don't have that basic feature. And I'm not even a fucking fan of Pokemon like that. Sure, I play the mainline games, but that's about it. I play mainline games because, I don't know, it's just something I do. But I'm not like a diehard fan of the series or anything like that. Because there's a lot of things about Pokemon. See, the problem with Pokemon is that there's so much that could be better with the game that it makes me mad. Like, I have a whole wealth of ideas that can make Pokemon 100 times better. And a lot of people that have made fan-made Pokemon games, yeah, they've implemented, like certain ideas that Pokemon themselves don't implement. And it's crazy. Let's see, he said, now I clarify if you ask, no argument. I know I've talked with people like that before. Okay. See, I just wanted to be sure. Did I play Coliseum? Did I play Coliseum? That was for the GameCube, wasn't it? I didn't have a GameCube. So no, I didn't play Coliseum. I played Stadium for the 64. And that was okay. But no, when it comes to Pokemon, I've mainly played just the mainline game. So at least one game out of each main region. So that would be Blue, Silver. I think I played Crystal as well. Sapphire, Emerald. I played Diamond, Platinum, White 2. Hold on, I'm trying to think of each region. Let's see, White 2. Oh, X. Yeah, I played X. And then Moon, Ultra Moon, Sword, and then I still need to beat Violet. Yeah. Oh, I played Legends Arceus as well. Yeah, played Legends Arceus, beat that recently, and I need to play through Violet. So I played like mainline. The only like side Pokemon games I've played were like Pokken Tournament. Yeah, Pokken Tournament and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time. I played that. As far as other, side games, I can't really think of them right now. But I think that might be it. So what about that Pokemon Go craze? Oh, I ain't do that shit. For Pokemon Go, I had tried it. I tried it, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going out in my fucking area, looking for Pokemon like that. No, because I don't live in an area where I can just freely walk around and and be totally safe. So I can't do that. But even then, it's like I don't want to fucking go to random fucking places just to collect Pokemon. I'm good. So I uninstalled it. You say Emerald is the only one I remember. Oh, the Hoenn region. I hated the Hoenn region. The Hoenn region was fucking boring. Which is Gen 3. I thought the Hoenn region was fucking boring as hell. The Pokemon, not really all that great. There was a few that's pretty cool. But, like, playing through the game itself, yeah, it was pretty damn boring. The thing that made it exciting for me was using, I think it was either a Game Shark or an Action Replay. Which is like a cheat device. Yeah, I used that along with my best friend, and we had a really good time just doing a lot of crazy stuff with that. Cause we used to like go to the Battle Frontier and steal people's Pokemon. That shit was fun. Yeah, cause we went to the Battle Factory and we saw a Pokemon we wanted. Yeah, we had cheat codes in to where we can steal them. That shit was cool. But other than that, yeah, the Hoenn region is not that exciting. My favorite region is probably Sinnoh. Sinnoh is probably my favorite because, for one, I love the champion of that region. Her name is Cynthia. And then my favorite legendary is Giratina. And he's the one on the cover art for Pokemon Platinum. And as far as legendaries are concerned, I don't think there's been any other legendary I like more than him. Even though there's been some badass legendaries, but he's the only, I think he's just the one that speaks to me. Legendary is all I remember about the Hoenn region. Wait, 7.8 too much? Are you talking about that old IGN meme? Base as fuck champion and legendary. Wait, are you talking about Sinnoh? Yeah, because Cynthia, yeah, she's definitely the best champion. But anyway, so now I don't want to talk about Pokemon for too long. It's only going to irritate me. But anyway, so back to the whole old games thing. So it's just like, yeah, old games were, a lot of them were amazing. Because even now, my favorite Legend of Zelda is Ocarina of Time. But I still need to play through the newest one, Tears of the Kingdom, and I need to determine after that if that's going to be my new favorite Zelda game. I don't know yet. Well, Ocarina of Time is timeless. So that's one game that's a classic that I will agree is a masterpiece. No matter what age that you asking, it's like, okay, well, even in today's standards, I still consider that game a masterpiece. So, as far as like old games are concerned, yes, that one is a crown jewel. So it's like with me, I can appreciate old and new. I adapt. I adapt with the times. And I'm glad you had clarified that you're not saying that old is better and everything. But I just don't get how you lost interest like that though. Like what was the thing that just made you fall out of love with gaming like that? You said life? Cynthia and Guillotine are the GOATs. Yeah, that is true. Stopped playing games and did a lot of working in school. Oh, okay. I mean, my interest in gaming never waned. You know, even after, you know, college and work and all of that stuff. Yeah, my interest never waned. I always made time. I can watch games and play, but I don't play like I used to. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like I've gotten people into different games, you know, on my streams and everything, you know, and just in general by talking to them and just showing gameplay. But it's like I have to know, like, you know, what you would want to play, you know, what you potentially want to play, and then I don't know. That's if you wanted to get back into it. You know, I could help. But you have to give me some sort of guideline to what you might be interested in. You know, I play a lot of different games, so I'm pretty sure there will be something that you'll be interested in. Cause I worked 3 jobs, man. I had no time. 3, damn. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy when people people usually tell me, like, oh, I've been busy with work and school, and it's like, yeah, I've done the same thing, and I still made time to at least respond. You know, because people always like to use that excuse. Now, I'm not talking about you, but a lot of people when they don't have the courtesy to reply to somebody, they say they were busy with work or school. It's like, yeah, I've done the exact same thing, and yeah, I had no problems replying to people. It's like, how about you just admit you were ghosting me? You play with your nephew and try games with him? My classmates do that and I hate it. Oh, no, yeah. There's a lot of people that do that. A lot of people just make up some weak excuse for why they didn't reply or anything, and it's like, yeah, you're just lying. Yeah, I'm not turned off to games, just don't collect them like I used to. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Because, you know, from the initial conversation, I was like, wait, hold on, what did she mean? Like, I was really hoping it wasn't going to be what I was thinking. So I'm glad we cleared that up. Actually, on that topic, I said with those battle royales. Well, okay, here's the thing about battle royales. Yeah, sure, a lot of them are, they're pretty wild. But Naraka is goated. Naraka is a goated battle royale. And My Hero Ultra Rumble is pretty cool too. That while I'm busy with schoolwork, and then now bro's like, but I'm in the same situation as you. And then school say, that's bad, just be like you forgot. Right. See, I don't like when people aren't honest with themselves or with other people. Like, just be straight up. Hell, if you forgot or you didn't want to reply, just say so. Like, damn. Shit, I'm an adult, I can take it. I'd rather somebody just tell me straight up, it's like, hey, I don't like talking to you. I would prefer that over them just lying. Naraka is the best battle royale game I've ever played / seen. Yeah. Naraka is fucking amazing. Because not only does Naraka offer you a much different experience than any other battle royale out there, because melee focus, it plays like a fighting game in a lot of ways. And then on top of that, like the world is really cool, and then they offer you so much with like like the spectral silk and the coins that you can collect and everything. Yeah, they allow you to get a bunch of cosmetics and all sorts of stuff. So you don't necessarily have to even spend money on it if you don't want to. But with all the things that they offer, it's like, hell, like I've been compelled to spend a little bit of money on it, and I have. It's that damn good. And plus the collaboration with like Nier Automata and everything. Oh, that was so fucking cool. So apparently they do stuff like that regularly. Same here. I would feel like I've done something wrong. Oh, you talking about when people act like they were busy when they actually weren't? Yeah, and they lying to your face. Yeah. But see, that's the thing though. All right, let me wait until she gets back. See, I gave in the current battle pass, and this is the only battle royale game I spent money on. Yeah, it was well worth it too. Have you played PUBG 2 with zombies? Nope. Now I don't have any interest in PUBG or Counter-Strike or Call of Duty. Yeah, I'm good. Not really interested in Valorant either. Well, say you love zombies. Yeah, there's a lot of people that say that. Like, I've played games with zombies in them, like Dead Island. I played Dead Island 1, which I need to play Dead Island 2, which I have it, but I need to install it. But I gotta clear some stuff first. And that's a game that I play co-op with my best friend Inferno. But yeah, and another game that we played is Dying Light 1 and 2. So both of those games have zombies in them. So I play stuff like that. But as far as like playing a shooter with zombie mode, no. That's one of those casual modes that I have no interest in. I'm just like, I'm good. Oh yeah, Resident Evil. Yeah. Now I played quite a few Resident Evil games. Yeah, Resident Evil is some good shit. Yeah, love the story. Love all the different viruses and everything. Enemy variety. Say it scared you on PlayStation? Yeah, Resident Evil is some good stuff. I've beaten Revelations 1. I need to get back on Revelations 2. But I've beaten 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to start Resident Evil 2 and 3. Because I have both of those in a bundle. I don't know if I ever play like Resident Evil 0 or 1. But yeah. But I got 2 and 3. So yeah, so those are all the ones I've played so far. So horror is the only genre I don't. Oh yeah, I know that, Albert. Cause let's see. Wait, you said the movies? Oh, have I looked at the movies? No, I haven't. I'm not a person that watches movies too often. That may be a shocker because a lot of people in the U.S. they love watching movies. For some people that's the only thing that they do. Now, one of the big reasons why I don't watch movies like that is because I don't like dedicating like 2 to 3 hours out of my day just to watch a movie when I can be doing other things. That's how I see it. Now, if I actually feel like watching a movie, I'll do it. 2 hours is too long. Yeah, and see, even though some movies are like, an hour and 30 and, stuff like that. And it's like, well, I don't have interest in just like, sitting there, just watching it. Now, I've watched like a few anime movies. I watch a few anime movies, but just like, am I chomping at the bit to watch them all? No. I watch certain ones, and that's about it. Because here's the thing. When it comes to anime movies, there's one in particular from Studio Ghibli. Those are very famous. I've watched one of those. Yeah, I've only watched one of those so far, and that's Spirited Away. Which, everybody says that, those movies are a must-see. I've watched Spirited Away, and that's it. A person I used to know, they actually recommended Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know when I'll watch it. And see, Alberto said these new movies fell off. Shoot, I wouldn't know. Shoot, the person that watches movies all the damn time would be Inferno. He still watches movies like crazy. So if you want to talk to somebody about movies, that'll be him. Everyone saw Spirited Away. Yeah, I saw it years ago. I never got around to watching any of the other ones. Let's see, anime and Pixar? Wait, what? Oh wait, you say you haven't watched a movie in like 10 years? Ooh. It hasn't been that long for me. I've at least, seen like, anime movies. Oh, Princess Mononoke? Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I'm an anime and Disney watcher. I used to watch Disney back in the day. Yeah, old Disney and old Cartoon Network. Now, those were golden times. Yeah, like the 90s and early 2000s. Oh, yeah. Now, that was the golden age of cartoons and shows, for damn sure. Yeah. So, yeah, school know what's up. The current Disney movies are okay, but they don't live up to the classics? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about, like, current Disney or anything like that. Yeah, I remember the old Disney stuff and the old Cartoon Network. Those shows were goated. Because there was always something good on. Hell, just to name a few, like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Lunatics Unleashed, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Static Shock, Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff. Oh, Shaolin Showdown, Jackie Chan Adventures. Yeah, fucking goated shows. Oh yeah, the original Teen Titans. Yeah, the original Teen Titans, S tier. But yeah, anyway, so there was another thing I wanted to mention. What was it? I used to stay until 3 a.m. just for Foster's. Damn. Wait, Foster's was on at 3 a.m. for you? Wait, what? I used to see that like, I think it was always like after school. Yeah. I always used to see that like after school. So like sometime in the evening or something like that. That's weird. Wait, so now let's see, what was the other thing I wanted to mention? They put out the old shows late as fuck? Like 10 years ago? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, so you were watching it. Oh, okay. So you were watching it like when they changed up the programming. Oh, that's why. That's why. Damn, 10 years ago? Shit. Hell, I was 20. 10 years ago, I was fucking 20. Shoot, and plus, at that point, that era was long over. You said you were 6? Ah, yeah. Yeah, he's a baby. Yeah, you gotta pat him on the head. Alberto's adorable. Damn, I don't remember what I was going to say. I think it was about games. I don't remember exactly what it was, though. Oh, I remember. So, here's the other thing about gaming. Now, nowadays, a lot of people, they want games to look like movies, and they want them to also play like a grand cinematic experience. And that disgusts me, personally. Because, for one, you don't need a game to look like a movie. You know, games are not supposed to be movies. And then, on top of that, and I'm being serious too. Like, you won't find any shortage of people that think that way. They think that a game should look like, you know, it should have like 4K quality, you know, and it should look like a fucking movie. But they also want it to play as optimally as possible. So they want like the best possible specs for it, like the best frame rate, all of that stuff. That's what they want for it. And they expect that with every big release. And they don't want any problems whatsoever. And it's like, but here's the problem with that though. The same people that want that sort of, you know, movie quality, you know, within games, they're the same ones that only care about graphics. So these same people that always talk about like, oh, it has such good graphics, like, and clearly I'm one of the types of people that doesn't care about graphics. Like, who gives a fuck about how something looks? Like, give me great gameplay and great story. That's the only thing that matters. But still, the people that like, you know, they only like graphics, yeah, they're very shallow when it comes to what they want in a video game. You know, and that's just a prime example of them wanting movie quality and they want like a huge cinematic experience. Because I was actually watching a video about Monster Hunter. I might post it in the server pretty soon. But I haven't finished the whole thing. I think I got like maybe a few minutes left of it. But it was talking about how, you know, people are debating over like, well, not debating. They're divided as far as like Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise. Because, you know, Alberto knows that there's been a lot of discussion around that lately. To where the people that started with Monster Hunter World, which is the game that got a lot of people into the series, you know, not me though, because I started with 3 Ultimate years ago. But for the people that got into World as their first game, yeah, they don't like anything that's before it. And they don't even like Rise either because they don't understand that there's 2 teams for Monster Hunter. People that work on the portable releases, so for like the handhelds, and people that work on like the big console releases. So the new people, they don't understand that. They don't know that that's even a thing. So there's that, along with the fact that they think that Monster Hunter World is the best game ever, you know, and it's the best in the series, even though they've never even touched any of the other games. I fucking hate that shit. You know, and I've been very vocal about that before. But the thing is, here's one of the things about World. World is a huge cinematic experience. Now, does it look really pretty? Yes, it does. However, that's not the only thing that matters. It looks really pretty, and yes, it does play well. You know, it's fresh. It has like new mechanics and everything. It definitely brought a lot of quality of life improvements to Monster Hunter, but it does have a share of flaws as well. But here's the thing, though, with Monster Hunter World, a lot of the fights in the game are huge cinematic set pieces. Now, not that there's anything inherently wrong with that, but a lot of people, they think that that's like the gold standard. It's like, so basically what y'all want to see is like some movie shit that y'all can just play. And it's like what the fuck? It's like, so we're ignoring the fact that they had amazing cutscenes within the previous games as well. They just didn't look, amazing, the way that it does in World. At least like, not to like the highest resolution, all that bullshit. But even still, in the older games, yeah, we had amazing cutscenes with different monsters. But in World, because it looks so pretty, that just means that it's the best. No, that doesn't mean any fucking thing. Aesthetics or aesthetics. That's meant for surface level, and that's the only thing that you should think about it. But wait, hold on. Let me look at the chat. These are only the newcomers and non-actual gamers that are saying that from those that I've heard. Yeah. Say I don't get that graphic craze. Yeah, and that's the thing. Graphics are one thing, sure. Like, I can acknowledge if something looks really good. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with art either. I love art. But there's more to a piece of art, and there's more to a game than like the aesthetics, the things that you're looking at. It's like, well, what about the content? What about the subject matter? What about everything that makes the game what it is? That's what's important. Because hell, if you have something that looks really pretty but it plays like shit, then it's a polished turd at best. And so, but here's the thing though, Monster Hunter World is not a bad game. Like, even though I may rant about it, like, I definitely don't think Monster Hunter World was a bad game. It was an amazing game, in a lot of ways. But it's definitely not my favorite in the series for a variety of reasons. And one of the reasons is because a lot of casuals came in and the community has shifted because of it. Because we have a lot of people that came from, that started with World, they started to adopt this really fucking weird craze over copying like meta builds. So in Monster Hunter, just so school can understand, in Monster Hunter you fight against monsters, which is basically kind of like boss fights. You fight against powerful monsters. You defeat them. You collect their parts. Then you make weapons and armor out of their parts. And as you keep advancing and doing other quests, you get better and better stuff, and you get other skills and all sorts of things that you can take into your next hunt. That's generally how it goes. And you have a bunch of items that you can use in order to like either trap the monster, recover your health, or do like a stun or something like that. You can do all sorts of different things. So the thing is, with all that being said, it's like the people that came in, for World, they started, looking up online about what are the best builds at any particular point. Like what's the strongest greatsword, for instance, and what's like the strongest armor that you can be wearing. They would do shit like that when Monster Hunter has never been about, having the absolute best gear that you can possibly get and the best talismans and the best skills. Well, arguably the best skills. Because here's the thing, Monster Hunter promotes a lot of build variety because they have so many skills. You can play however the fuck you want. You can have any sort of skills you want. If you want like more utility skills to, make your life a little bit easier in the hunt, or if you want to do something that can help out your allies more, or if you want more damage, or you want more, like a critical hit rate or whatever, you can have all that stuff if you make a build for it. It all depends on what you have available. So, but here's the thing though, since people were posting, since people like on YouTube and like on different sites were posting like different builds for what would be the best thing, just overall, yeah, a lot of casuals just flock to that stuff because they think that's how we do, Monster Hunter. It's like, no. Anybody that actually plays Monster Hunter, they make their own shit. They make their own builds. We don't copy off of each other. And then another problem is that a lot of people think that Monster Hunter is about speed running, and it's not. Like, sure, you have a limited amount of time to hunt a monster. Usually it's 50 minutes. In some cases, it's 30 minutes, or in some other special cases, it's like 15 minutes. It depends. But usually it's 50 minutes. Now, killing a monster faster is like, well, yeah, some people might think that that's optimal. That's the best thing to do. However, you're not in it to speed run. Like, no matter what, if you kill the monster, then you're good to go. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you do it. Now, if it's taking you the full 50 minutes to hunt a monster, then yeah, you might need to upgrade your gear. But if you're taking about like 15, 20 minutes or something like that, that's about like the average. But if you're doing if you're trying to go for like the maximum time, like, oh, I'm going to beat this thing in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, like a speed runner would, then it's like, no. No, we don't do that. Most players don't fucking do that. So it's like the people that just copy speed runners and copy their builds and everything, yeah, that's the way that they play. So they just want to cheese a monster, beat as quickly as possible, and just move on to the next thing. Like, never mind appreciating, like all the different skills that are in the game. They just want to flock to what's being said as the best ones, which leads into the other topic that I always talk about all the time. People don't think for themselves. People in this day and age, they do not think for themselves whatsoever. They always listen to like their favorite YouTuber to tell them what to do. It's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm using this particular build, and it does such and such, and and it covers this and this, and I can beat this monster in like sub 5 minutes or so. And a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, so I'll get all of this stuff, and yeah, I'll do the same thing. And it's like there's like over 100 skills in the game. Like, you can use whatever the fuck you want. like that's the whole point of having all the customization options available to you. You can do whatever you want with your build. You can have a mix set, so you can mix like different parts of different armor sets. You can mix those together and make your own unique set. You can do that. You can have like different combinations of skills or whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want. But no, the new people, they just copy and paste the same build that everybody else is using. And it's like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, then look, I don't care if that's what people actually want to do. But that's the thing, though. If somebody were on the outside looking into the Monster Hunter community and they see shit like that, they would think that that's the way that we always do it. It's like, no. That's one of my big issues with the impact of world. Because the community shift was so drastic that we had people that they don't know what they're doing. They don't actually know what Monster Hunter is about. They don't know how it's actually played and enjoyed by people. You say it's in all games too? Wait, you talking about people not thinking for themselves? And you said those builds ruin games. It's like, yeah, that is true. It's like for okay. Let me give you this example. So there was actually a meta. There was a meta, back during like the earlier days of World, where there's a certain weapon called a heavy bowgun, right? And the heavy bowgun is basically kind of like a hand cannon in a sense. And what you do with it, you fire like really powerful shots. So like explosive shots that can stun a monster if you hit it on the head. Those are crags. And then, you have some other shots that you can fire as well. So it's basically like, you know, heavy artillery. You know, and here's the thing. There was a meta at the time where they found out that shooting a bunch of cluster shots, which a cluster shot, it shoots like one bomb that splits into multiple bombs and then just, you know, carpet bombs a monster. And it was cheap as hell in Monster Hunter World. So when people found that out, yeah, a lot of people just ran, you know, just four heavy bow guns, and they would just, you know, bomb the monster to death and kill it quickly. And people actually thought that was fun. So it's just like, yeah, there was shit like that going on. And, you know, now as far as I had been concerned, there was never a meta within Monster Hunter. You know, that was a term that was coined by people that came into the community, you know, during World. It's like what the fuck, a meta? Yeah, we don't have any fucking metas. It's not a fighting game or anything like that. You said, no, I don't really like stuff like that? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like it either. But here's the thing, though. See, one of the reasons that Monster Hunter, you know, World was still cool is that, you know, you're not forced to hunt with people. You're not forced to hunt with anybody. You can hunt either solo or with your friends. You know, and that's one of the main perks about it. But the thing is just that, yeah, it was going on. You know, people were doing shit like that for speedrun strats. And they weren't a speedrunner. They were just imitating the actual speedrunners and just doing their strategies. And that's how they went through the game. Not even appreciating the monster. Exactly. Because if you do shit like that, and it's like, well, like, how are you gonna feel the weight of the monster's attacks as it, you know, lunges at you and everything? How are you gonna appreciate the details and how it looks and, you know how it uses like its special move and all? You're not gonna appreciate none of that stuff. You're just gonna fucking carpet bomb it to death. It's not even gonna have a chance to do anything. I like examining the monster's moveset, you know, and seeing the cool shit they could do. You know, like a Nargacuga, for instance, which is school. So a Nargacuga is like a giant panther wyvern, and it has like fucking razor sharp blade wings. It looks like a Grandmaster Shinobi, but in a panther form. Yeah, it's a very common favorite of a lot of people that play Monster Hunter. Yeah, I like it too, of course. Yeah, Narga is fucking badass. But yeah, and it also has a really long tail that it can extend, and then it slams you with it, and that's one of his strongest attacks. Yeah, and he's very fast too, because he actually does move like a shinobi. And one of the little details about Nargacuga is that, just like a shinobi, yeah, he's immune to pitfall traps. If you try to set a pitfall trap, then he just walks right over it, like it's not even there. He's like, oh, you can't fool me with that. And it's like details like that. Yeah, that shit that you should appreciate. See, that's some of what Monster Hunter is supposed to be about. And that's what I feel a lot of World players simply don't understand. And then another issue with the new World players is that a lot of them have this idea that World was the best one by far, even though they never played any of the other games. And see, my biggest issue with that is that I'm the type of person where if I've only played like one game out of a series, I'm not going to claim to know anything about it, because that makes me look stupid. Why would I claim to know something when I've only played one game, or I've only read like one book within a series? You can't do that. Now, you can do it. It's just you're making yourself like a fucking idiot. But it's like, no, you have to acknowledge that you don't know anything. So if I'm jumping into a series for the first time and I play only one game out of the whole series, and I act like I'm a fucking expert, that makes me look like a damn fool. Oh yeah, I'll wait on the app. Yeah, I'll wait. Okay, welcome back. Alright, so Alberto said, like, me not knowing Elder Dragons were immune to traps. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, funny that you mentioned that, because that's one of the common things that I actually made a custom message for. Because, okay, I'll just tell y'all this. So, back in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which is my favorite within the series, so in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, I was a hard ass. Now, I'm not even going to sugarcoat. I was a hard ass back then because I used to deal with so many fucking idiots back during those days. Because I would usually have like an open lobby, and then people would come in, and we get like random people. It was usually me, Inferno, and at some point I had like, you know, another person in, but but they didn't play too long. But it was usually just me and Inferno. So, me and him, we have an open lobby, and people would come in, and here's the stuff that they would do. So just to give context, when you have an open lobby, what you do, you post a quest, and then you embark on that quest with, you know, whichever members are in your lobby, right? And there's a host. The host is the person that created the lobby. Okay, so here's the thing. People would come in, they don't say shit. They don't say hi, they don't say anything like that. They come in, they post the quest that they want to do, and like, regardless of the fact that I'm the fucking host and I'm the one that made the lobby, they post their quest as if they expect me to do it. And it's like who the fuck do you think you are? So I would have to cuss out these people. Like, I had to straight up cuss out these people. And it's like get the fuck out, you know. And you know, because for some of it was just so fucking disrespectful. Like this is my fucking lobby. Like, if you want to do your quest, make your own lobby for it. You know, because some of them will be like, they'll come in and they'll like help me please. And I was like, no, get out. Yeah, that happened a lot during those days. Now look, that's not to say that I didn't enjoy my time for Ultimate. I'm telling you, 4 Ultimate was one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had, because I invested like 1,100 plus hours in that game. Game is fucking amazing. But I wonder if this is going to happen in Relink. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it'll happen in Relink. I sure hope not. You know, because, you know, Relink is kind of like Monster Hunter in a lot of ways. So I hope it doesn't happen that way. But anyway, so let me get back to my story. So yeah, people would come in, they would post a quest expecting me to do it. Now, usually I would just kick them out or cuss them out and then kick them out. Or if I said no, they would just leave. They would just leave themselves. Now here's the other thing. Some people actually had sense enough to wait, and they would join my quest or Inferno's quest, because, you know, me and Inferno, we would just cycle quests and just like get them out. You know, we would just like do certain ones and get them out the way. And we just going down the list, right? So some people come in, they'll just wait, they'll wait for us to do our quest, and then after we get done with our quest, then they'll be like, hey, can you please help me with my quest? And then it's like, yeah, see, in that case, that was fine because they established rapport with us first. That was a lot more respectful. So it's like, okay, they helped us out, sure, yeah, we can help you out real quick. But it's just like, but just the other way is like, no, you don't just come in and just make demands, for us to help you. It don't work that way. But then like, so yeah, I had to deal with that. Also had to deal with people doing like some really dumb things during the hunt. Some things were just fucking aggravating back then. Like say if somebody died, because in Monster Hunter, so just for context, school, in Monster Hunter you get 3 carts, which that's the term for like deaths. So you get 3 carts normally. You can get a special food skill in order to get an extra cart to where the first death doesn't count. But it was kind of hard to get that skill at times. But normally you have 3. So sometimes the people that suck at Monster Hunter and they would be in our lobbies, they would die twice, and then somehow one of us, either myself or Inferno, we might cart because we might be fighting against a difficult monster, and then after that we fail the quest. So a lot of the fucking cowards that died twice and just left, because some of them, they left immediately after they died twice. Then other ones, when they died twice and we got back to the lobby, I scolded their asses. I fucking scolded them. I was like, dude, keep your fucking health high. Why the hell are you letting your health be so low when you're fighting against this monster? This motherfucker can potentially one-shot you. And people used to do stupid shit like that. They would be fighting a monster. They would not fucking heal themselves. It's like, because it got so fucking bad that I used to have custom messages, set up. Because you can have like custom messages that you type out yourself. That way you can say certain stuff during the hunt. Because you can't chat, during the hunt. Unless you're like, well, I think you can. I think you can do free chat, maybe. But you can make like custom messages that you can post, quickly. So I know MMORPGs. Okay, yeah, so kind of like that. So yeah, I had like custom messages set up just in case. So I had stuff like, keep your health high. I had stuff like that equipped. So I made that message. I made traps. Let's see, traps don't work on elder dragons. I had that one, because that used to be a huge fucking thing that people did. A lot of people try to use a trap on elders, like, traps don't work on elder dragons. And then when they see the message, I bet they were probably like, oh. I bet they were. I bet they were just like, oh. And a lot of them, all they did was just like fucking spam the same move over and over. So they didn't even know, something that was so basic. Even in fucking G rank, which G rank is the highest rank of quest, because it goes from a low rank, high rank to G rank. In Monster Hunter World and Rise, they renamed G rank to Master rank. So just for context, yeah, G rank is same thing. So that's what it used to be called. But yeah, even in G rank, people were still trying to use traps against elder dragons. So I still had that message up for that. I was like, traps don't work on elder dragons. So that stopped some people from actually trying to do that. Keeping your health high, because in G rank, monsters can potentially fucking one-shot you. So one of the things I always did, because this is the way I play anyway in Monster Hunter, I always keep my health above 80% at least. So if I get hit even once, I might be healing, because I don't want to fucking die. Because for me, I pride myself on not fucking dying even once most of the time. Most of the time, I never die against any monster. Because I don't want to be responsible for us failing the quest. So I do my due diligence to play as if I only have 1 cart. Even though we have 3, I play as if I only have 1. That's the way I did it. And that's the way I still do it even now. So if you play as if you only have 1 death, yeah, it sharpens your senses. It makes it so that you don't have to act like, oh, if I die, then it's no big deal. I still got 2 more. It's like, no, play as if you only have one. Because one of the things that was that was apparent within the old Monster Hunter games, yeah, if you actually cart, you get less money for completing the quest. And also back then, you had to pay money in order to actually initiate the quest too. So if I'm the one that's spending my money in order to do the quest, itself, why the fuck would I want to die and get less reward for it? So yeah, like I said, I was a hard ass back there. Like I used to cuss people out. I used to kick them out. I used to do every damn thing. Hell, I even I even fucking scolded Inferno a few times for dying so damn much. It's like, dude, like, you got to get it together. Because there'd be sometimes where he would just be fucking selling our hunts. It's like, damn, man. It's like, why is he dying so fucking much? I'm telling you, I used to be a hard ass when it came to 4 Ultimate. But it's because I was actually serious. I was actually serious about not fucking dying and everything. But everybody around me is doing some really stupid shit, and it's like, so I guess I'm the only one that's actually trying to, complete this hunt without, any casualties or anything. And I'm fucking doing my best to avoid all the monster attacks perfectly, everything. Because when it comes to, see, here's the thing. Alberto knows this for a fact. But you see the way I play Overwatch, right? I try to be the one that covers for everybody. Because usually that's what I have to do anyway, since somebody might be slacking. Yeah, that's the way I play whenever I'm in a team. I have to cover everybody else's ass. And it's just like, I don't like having to do that. I like being able to actually fucking relax when I have a decent team. I like that. But usually that doesn't happen. I have to cover for everybody else's job. So in Monster Hunter, it's basically the same thing. It's like, okay, I feel like I got to play perfect because somebody might fuck up. That was my mentality when it came to 4 Ultimate back there. Somebody is probably going to fuck up, so I need to play perfectly. So that's the thing. Let's see. School said that's how you're supposed to do. That's what I thought too. Now I'm a lot more relaxed now. I'm a lot more relaxed when it comes to just playing Monster Hunter in general. So I don't get like all bent out of shape when when somebody dies or whatever. Even if we fail the quest, I'm just like, well, that sucks. But at least like in the newer Monster Hunter games like Rise, at least you don't have to actually pay for the quest. So that stress is that's been eliminated. So that's really good. You don't have to worry about that. But still, does it suck when you miss out on the opportunity to get the rewards that you would have gotten if you won? Yeah, it does suck. Yeah, that part still sucks, but I don't get as angry about it or anything. So I'm a lot more chill when it comes to Monster Hunter. But yeah, like I said, I used to be a fucking hard ass back then. Definitely really good times because as much time as I've had, it's like being angry at people. Oh, I had a fucking blast at other times though. Had an absolute blast hunting certain monsters. Because I remember back when I remember specifically because there's one monster I absolutely adore. Which is not my top favorite monster, but it's one of the Shigaru Magala. Shigaru Magala is fucking magnificent. I love him. And Shigaru Magala is the evolved form. Well, I don't want to say evolved form like it's Pokemon, but he actually is. He's actually like the evolution of the Gore Magala, which the Gore Magala is the flagship monster of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And Shigaru is like a fucking angel. Like, I mean, seriously. Like, if you look at Gore Magala, he looks like a Dark Knight. Yeah, Shigaru is a fucking angel. Now, here's the thing. I love Shigaru so much. I used to solo this motherfucker Like, because there used to be a quest where people were dying a lot against him. I would tell people, I'll tell them specifically, stay at camp. I'll solo it. I love fighting them that much. I take the motherfucker on 1v1, and I will win every single time. That's how much I love fighting him. I didn't care how many times I fought him. Because I think I legit fought him like over 50 times in that game, if not more than that. And even if I wasn't even, doing it for like parts for like a new weapon, because I definitely made a lot of weapons out of him. And of course I had his armor too. But I could just fight him for fun. Is that this guy with the really cool sky effect in the end? Oh no, that's Amatsu. No, yeah, Amatsu. Like after fighting Amatsu, like after the rematch against Amatsu in Sunbreak, Amatsu is definitely a top favorite monster for me now. Like I really liked him before, but now shit. Because I remember I made I think it was a top 20 favorite monsters in Monster Hunter. I'm pretty sure I had him on it. He was on there somewhere. But yeah, after that fight in Sunbreak, because like I had told you before, his fight in Sunbreak was fucking amazing. Like he is so much cooler. Like he was already amazing because when you fight him in, I think it was Generations. I think it was probably Generations when you fight him the first time. Well, at least when I fought him the first time. Man, when you actually kill him, it's like you just slayed a god, which basically that is what he is too. He's basically like a deity. And so in Sunbreak, oh man, his new iteration is fucking insane. He has way more mastery over his water attacks. His wind attacks are even crazier now. Bro, and plus he has really good lightning too. Oh my goodness, that fight was just spectacular. So then after that, same feeling all over again. When you slay him, you just slay the deity. You feel like a fucking badass. Let's see. Are those his wings, the Shigaru Magala? Oh yeah. He has. So in Monster Hunter, each monster has like different characteristics, that make them unique, and that influences how they attack. So both Gore Magala and Shigaru, they have wing arms. So with their wing arms, they do like like slams and palm, like a slam and thrust and stuff like that. And they do like little swipes and all of that. Each monster has like unique characteristics to influence how they attack you. So remember when I told you about Narga Kuga? You had saw a picture of him. Well, Narga has a move where he does like a lunge where he actually tries to slice you with his blade wings. So kind of like, okay, so here's how you can picture it. You know how a ninja might hold a kunai in a reverse grip? It's basically like that. Or they might have like a blade on their arm. Yeah, that's how he uses his blade wings. Yeah. So yeah, each monster has some really sick shit that they can do. Oh, and by the way, the reason why Gore Magala was the flagship of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, flagship means like the main monster. The main monster that causes problems. So the reason why Gore was the flagship was because, he naturally creates a virus within his body. And since he's the carrier, he spreads it to other monsters and he makes them frenzied. So frenzy makes you more powerful, but also makes you go berserk though. So when it comes down to like how the Gore Magala actually, overcame his own virus, it was his evolution into Shigaru, where he basically kind of like mastered it. He just kind of like he overcame the frenzy, and then Shigaru is like his enlightened self. That's essentially the lore behind it. And plus he does like really powerful attacks with the frenzy too. It's like it's not like poison. It kind of works like a poison, but yeah, but he does like a really powerful energy blast. And Shigarus are even stronger. I also like that Narga can camouflage a bit. Oh yeah, the Lucent Narga Kuga, which is the strongest one, Narga lion, yeah, the Lucent Narga, he can turn invisible, and he also uses poison, which is kind of odd that the regular Narga and the green Narga, yeah, they don't use poison at all. Which you would think that a monster that's kind of modeled after a shinobi, you would think that he would use poison, but he doesn't use poison until like his Lucent form. But it's like, hey, it's whatever. Yeah, because the spikes in his tail, yeah, you would think that they would be laced with poison, but it's like, nope, only the Lucent form has poison. That sounds neat. Oh yeah, Monster Hunter is fucking amazing. But those are just a couple examples of all the different monsters that are in the the series. There's like hundreds of them. Yeah, there's all sorts. There's small monsters and there's large monsters. Large monsters are what you typically hunt, but you can get quests for like hunting small monsters too, and you need their parts as well for like upgrades or whatever. But large monsters are the main focus, and they just they get stronger and stronger as you progress. And what I mean is that you'll fight certain types of monsters in the beginning, and then as you go further up the ranks and everything and do more quests, you'll fight different types of monsters that are even stronger. So yeah, that's typically how it goes. And then once you get to like G rank or master rank, that's when you start fighting like the legendary fucking monsters. Like the apex, the top of the food chain. The ones that make like fucking huge tornadoes and blizzards and all of that shit. Or like fucking or like monsters that live in fucking volcanoes and all of that. Yeah, monsters that can shoot lasers. Shoot. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. Which there was a crossover within Monster Hunter World where it was with Final Fantasy, which that makes a lot of sense. And there was a crossover monster that comes from Final Fantasy called the Behemoth that you can actually fight against it in the quest. The only thing is if the quest itself functioned like a Final Fantasy battle, so a lot of things that you had to do were not typical of Monster Hunter. It was fun. It was fun the first few times you do it, but that fight was kind of bullshit. Because it was like playing a fucking MMO, and it's like, I mean, it's cool, because Monster Hunter does have sort of that, it has that sort of feel to it, but it's not an MMO though. So the fact that they had like MMO mechanics within that Behemoth fight, yeah, it was wild. Let's see, Volstrax's my goat. Oh yeah, Volstrax is fucking amazing. So, school, if you look up Volstrax, basically it's an Elder Dragon, which Elder Dragon is a classification for like all the legendary beasts. So all the legendary monsters that can do like the like the cataclysmic stuff. I'm talking about like stuff that can like destroy the world. Volstrax, yeah, it's basically a fucking dragon that's a fully powered jet. So he can travel to pretty much any location within seconds. That thing is fucking badass. And it's easy to see why a lot of people love him, because he is cool as fuck. I can't even deny that. He's cool as fuck. Because one of the things he does, he has these, his wings they're charged with like dragon energy, and he can also change the shape of them too for different attacks. So imagine him changing the shape of his wings, and he can like put them together, like think of like Goku when he does a Kamehameha. Yeah, he can do that with his wings, and he can shoot out a giant fucking blast. That's one of his attacks. He can also shoot out like a flurry of blasts and shit. That motherfucker is so damn cool. His signature move made me fall in love with the guy. Oh wait, well, are you talking about that ambush move? The one where he flies into the sky and circles around the whole area, and then he suddenly kamikaze you? If you're talking about that one, because yeah, that move is fucking amazing. It will hurt if it hits you though. His ambush, yeah, his ambush is fucking amazing. Let's see, Crimson Glow and the original are incredible. I don't know about the new version in Sunbreak. Let's see, as far as I'm concerned, I think his version in Sunbreak is pretty much the same. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the same. You know, because I've experienced his his signature move and all the attacks that he did. I'm pretty sure they're the exact same as they were in Generations. If you ain't jumping to the ground, you're screwed. Yeah, you gotta do a panic dive. If you don't panic dive, you screwed if you get hit by that move, because it might one-shot you. Which I need to get back to playing Monster Hunter Rise. Which okay, so school. So here's the thing. The reason why there's a division between people that's played Monster Hunter World and people that's played Monster Hunter Rise is because a lot of people that play Monster Hunter World, they are actually talking shit about Monster Hunter Rise, saying it's not that good, when that's an absolute fucking lie. Monster Hunter Rise is fucking amazing. But like I said before, it's from the people that don't actually understand anything about Monster Hunter, and they haven't even played any of the other games because they think that Monster Hunter World is the most superior version. But the thing is, it's like, you know, there's so few people that actually, you know, like both games, and it's like it's always got to be a fucking contest. It's like, oh well, I like the way that the ecology was done in Monster Hunter World, or I like the gameplay in Monster Hunter Rise. And, you know, there's always fucking people just bickering with each other. But for the most part, from what I've seen, it's mostly just people that only play World. They're just shitting on Rise because they don't like it. You know, they don't like that it's not World 2.0. So the thing is, wait, don't forget to log into Monster. Oh, not Monster. My Hero Ultra Rumble, since it's Dobby's birthday and it ends in 49 minutes. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll make sure I do that. I've been talking all this time. But it's been a good conversation, though. Now, what was I saying? Okay. So, yeah, it's just that with the division between World and Rise, you know, or the fans of it, it's just fucking crazy, man. Like, why can't we just have individuals that understand that each Monster Hunter game is different? It's its own experience. Because there's something to love within each Monster Hunter game. In 3 Ultimate, there was underwater combat. A lot of people didn't like it. I actually like underwater combat, even though, yes, I will admit, it was pretty clunky. It was clunky to do underwater combat. But I like the concept because I like underwater worlds and everything. So, I hope that Monster Hunter Wilds, which is going to be the 6th installment within the series, I hope when it comes out, you know, like next year, I really hope that they bring back underwater combat, because I really want to experience that again. And I'm pretty sure if they implement it again, it's going to be a lot more fluid. So I hope that's a lot more fluid. Then 4 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate was just like the whole package. There's just so much to love about that game. It did have its flaws too, but still, 4 Ultimate was fucking goated. And let's see, 4 Ultimate actually brought in 2 new weapons: the Insect Glaive and the Charge Blade. So that's the other thing too. It's been so long since we had new weapons, because yeah, that was the first time that those weapons had been introduced, and it's like we need new weapons, like, badly, because we've gone through Generations, we went through World, Generations Ultimate, Iceborne expansion for World, and Rise and Sunbreak, and we have no new weapons yet. I really hope they bring, you know, at least 2 or 3 new weapons for Monster Hunter Wilds. They really need that, because it's been way too long. It's been years since we've, you know, had new weapons. You know, and plus plus Alberto remembers the day I was brainstorming ideas with Inferno, and we thought of like different ideas for weapons that they could bring in. You know, Inferno would want like a slingshot with like different types of pellets, That'd be fucking cool. I want like a chalk ram for like a hybrid option of range and melee. Like, I would love like chalk rams. Chalk rams would be fucking badass. So chalk rams would be really cool. And then what was another idea I had? Hold on. A twin blade. Okay, welcome back. Okay, so I just thought, hold on. I've already said I'm going to miss the wire bug system in the next installment, but it would still be sick. Oh yeah, I love wire bugs in Rise. But okay, so as far as other weapon ideas I had aside from the chalk rams, the twin blade. I would love a fucking twin blade. So what I had said for the twin blade, I said a dual-bladed staff that can detach into chain dual blades. In dual blade form, the blades can be thrown to sink into the target and pull oneself toward it. That would be fucking sick. And then, another thing that we also need for Monster Hunter, we need new elements. Because in Monster Hunter, we have fire, water, lightning. Wait, hold on. Fire, water, lightning, ice, and dragon. Yeah, we got just those 5 elements. We need wind and earth. See, one big reason why we need wind is because there's actually monsters that use wind as their element, but it's not actually classified as an element within the weapons that we have. Which is weird as fuck, because the Kushala Daora, yeah, he's a fucking wind dragon. Well, a metal wind dragon. Yeah, he's a metallic dragon that uses wind and ice. It's like, well, why don't we have weapons with the wind element? That would make so much sense. And then the earth element, like, you know how many fucking monsters use like rocks and boulders in their attacks and everything? And plus monsters that actually are like made of rock. We need a fucking earth element. And then as far as if they wanted to like go around weaknesses and everything, well, just make wind and earth like weak to each other. Like, come on now. Like, we need new elements, we need new weapons. And then the main idea I wanted for Monster Hunter Wilds is environmental hazards. That's something that would shake up the game so much. But then when we saw the premiere for Monster Hunter Wilds, it seemed like they did have environmental hazards. Because I saw like a lightning strike. It seemed like that might actually be a thing. And I had said this before the little announcement that even came out. Because when we were brainstorming, I was like, well, I want them to implement hazardous weather for certain quests, like a severe thunderstorm, so that it can power up a Zenogre and change its moves and attack power. This can also be a brilliant way to actually explain how subspecies are created through a cutscene. If they want to show a monster migrating to a new environment, then a weather event happens and they physically change. Other ideas are actually active volcanoes, tsunamis, heavy rain, earthquakes, and etc. Subspecies are just there with no real explanation as to how they change from their environment. So I want a Xantrios to change elements to fire if he absorbs volcanic heat from an eruption or something like that. Imagine being in the frozen tundras and there are actual blizzards blinding you while you fight. So that's the main thing I wanted. So I hope that they actually have that in Wilds. Because that is a fucking brilliant idea. Because we need something new in order to shake things up for real. And still, it would just, like I had said, it would just bring like a logical explanation for how like certain subspecies of monsters became their other type. You know, because, you know, a lot of times when we meet a subspecies, you know, of a certain monster, you know, it's just like, well, okay, well, I mean, that's cool. It adapted to a new environment, but how? Like, how exactly did it become that? You know? That's the type of stuff I want answered. It's like, oh, well, so you mean to tell me it abandoned its, its original element and has another one now? Well, how did it get to that point? You know? So that's why I want environmental hazards. That way, they can use that as an explanation for why, you know, why a certain monster got a certain element or whatever. That'd be cool as fuck. And then it'll make hunts a lot more dangerous too. So instead of like having these cinematic pieces and, you know, and having like fucking DPS checks or like it's a fucking MMO, which actually school there's a monster in Monster Hunter World called Olatrion. Now, it was originally in 3 Ultimate. Yeah, it was the last monster. Well, yeah, the last monster in the story mode. And Olatrion is basically a fucking flying cataclysm, because this motherfucker has all the elements, and he's unstable because of it. So he's basically like a jet black dragon with multiple elements, and he's dangerous as fuck. He was hard as hell to kill for me, you know, for the first time in 3 Ultimate. But when I played like later games and went back to him, yeah, then I was able to beat him pretty easily. But in World, they changed him to where they made this motherfucker. See, just to prove how Monster Hunter World, you know, missed the mark on a few things, they made the Olatrion basically have like a DPS check, to where if you didn't do enough damage to him within a certain time period before he unleashes a fucking unavoidable one shot, yeah, he just fucking kills you. So you have to do enough damage to him in a very short amount of time before he does his little supernova and kills you. And he can wipe out the whole fucking party. And it's like that's some fucking MMO bullshit. It's like, why the fuck is this in Monster Hunter? So, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, bro. But anyway, but still, it's just like, yeah, environmental hazard would just be fucking amazing. Let's see. He said that'll add another difficulty level too. Yeah, like the Blizzard or rank. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like, whenever we're hunting in like certain areas, whether it's you know, like cold or really hot or whatever, we actually used to have to you know, drink cold drinks or hot drinks depending on the environment. Because if it was a volcanic area, we had to drink a cold drink in order to stave off the heat. You know, and vice versa for a cold environment, we have to drink a hot drink, and then we get like a limited time of you know, not being affected by the element. That used to be a thing in the older Monster Hunter games, but they took that out in Monster Hunter World. I think, yeah, I think it was Monster Hunter World when they you know, strayed away from that. So it's like, well, as far as like me and Inferno's opinion on that, it's like, well, it was kind of annoying, you know, like, especially if you didn't remember to pack cold drinks or hot drinks, you know, for like a hot or a cold area. It was annoying if you forgot to pack those, but it's like, well, I mean, it's good that we don't have to worry about that anymore. So we didn't really mind. You know, it was just one of those things that was kind of a nuisance, and it's like, as far as like, you know, World bringing more quality of life changes, that was one, you know, very minor thing. And it was like, okay, well, I mean, we don't have no problem with that. So yeah, we used to do stuff like that. We have to do stuff like that in order to help us survive. But still, like, if we had like a blizzard or a volcanic eruption to worry about, and we take like significant damage if we got hit or whatever, oh, that would be sick. You know, and then just like, what about specific attacks that a monster can do, you know, because there's a blizzard or because there's an eruption? That'd be cool as fuck too. You know, so, you know, stuff like that is actually not in the game. You know, it's not within the series. So, you know, that was one thing I think that would really push it over the edge. Is that your weapons could get a unique buff depending on what hazard is happening. That could be interesting too. So All right, some certain monster armors can let the hazard be ineffective against you. Like you get goggles for a blizzard from one monster. Yeah. Maybe like have certain special effects to where you can negate the environmental hazards too. That'd be nice. Or maybe make it into like a skill or something. Actually, I just thought of a skill. Like, okay, well, think about this. What if you had a skill called Lightning Ride? Yeah, what if you had a skill called Lightning Ride to where if lightning actually strikes down on you, you absorb it and you get like a speed boost or an attack buff or some shit. That'd be cool as fuck. Yeah, see, that would be fucking sick. For a certain amount of time? Yeah, just for a certain amount of time. Yeah, it's not gonna be like a permanent thing, just something that you could do, on occasion. And then, as far as the environmental hazards, I don't know. Maybe they could just like last for like certain periods. Maybe a thunderstorm, kind of wells up, and then a certain area will be affected by it or something like that. And then and then you can have like some interesting stuff happen. Oh, and then just thinking about the rain too, like. Imagine like a certain monster, using the rain as cover in order to do like a certain attack, like a little sneak attack or whatever. Oh, that would be sick. Or they can also alternatively do this. They can absorb the rain that's coming down on them, and they can use that to fire like a giant water cannon. That would be sick too. You said one shot? Hey, that would be cool. Yeah, depending on the monster that does it, yeah, it could be a one shot. But then, like, that would be one of those types of attacks that you can interact with, to where, like, say if it was a monster that was absorbing the water, and he was like taking it into his belly or something. Yeah, you can get your party of hunters to attack the belly, and then if they break it or whatever, then yeah. It'll fall down and then it'll cancel the attack. Something like that. Yeah, you can interact with it. Imagine a Mizusune using the rain to make the bubbles bigger. Ooh. Oh, by the way, Mizusune is my second favorite monster. My first favorite is Namiel. Yeah, Namiel is my favorite monster within the whole series. Which, even though I've been saying a lot about World, yeah, ironically, Namiel is from World. Like, imagine that. Even though I'm talking a lot about World right now, my favorite monster is actually from World. So I can't hate it that much, right? But believe me, I had a wonderful experience playing World in Iceborne. I really did. I had a wonderful experience playing, World in Iceborne. I had a lot of, I had a huge burnout period in base World for sure because there wasn't shit to do. But when I later played Iceborne, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, and I did pretty much everything I wanted to do. So I don't hate the game at all. I just hate the results of having a bigger community that doesn't know anything. That's why I don't like the side effects of it. So even though recently a lot of people have gotten back into playing Monster Hunter World again, just because they're very hyped for Monster Hunter Wilds that's coming next year. Even though they're very hyped for that, it's like I'm not getting into World again. It's like I don't fucking feel like playing World again. It's like I still just want to fucking play Sunbreak. I just want to get back to playing Sunbreak and finish the rest of the quests I haven't done yet. So I want to do that. I also want to get back on Monster Hunter Stories, which Monster Hunter Stories is it's a side series. It's a side series. It's basically like it's basically like Pokemon. Yeah, it plays pretty close to Pokemon. So it's very cute. You control like like baby versions of monsters and everything. Yeah. So very cute game, but really cool. I still need to beat the first one, and then I need to play the second one. And I need to get back on Generations Ultimate at some point as well. Yeah, because I still got quite a bit left to do in that one. But still, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to return to World like most people have. Like I already ran my course with that. I'm good. And actually, when it comes down to like, wait, hold on, Alberto, how much time do I have left? Because I don't want to miss the whole Dobby thing. You got it till like 9:59 p.m. Okay, all right. I'll make sure I wrap this up before it comes around. Okay. Well, when I switch, well, actually, no, it's getting kind of late. Hey, school, how long are you going to be up? I mean, if you want to watch me play something, I could play Overwatch maybe. I can play that for a little bit. Okay, so you'll be up? Alright, cool. Okay, now what was that? I had fun chatting with you two just now? Oh yeah, it's been a very fun conversation. So sometimes stuff like this happens to where I get on like certain topics and then I end up talking for quite a long time. So are you about to go to bed soon or something? A whole hour of a talk stream. Is that passion? Yep, passion is very important. Oh wait, actually, hold on. School check. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, check your whispers. I don't know if you had got it though. Wait, did it send? I don't know if it sent or not. Wait, did you get anything? Okay, wait, I see it. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes I have my moments. But hey, it's good to talk about stuff like this. I really wanted to talk about it, especially after seeing that damn video. Yeah, a video about Monster Hunter World and Rise. Yeah, it just really encapsulated the the discussion that's been going on, and the bickering. But I think the guy's video was mostly impartial, so he wasn't on any particular side. He was just pointing out the ways other people might think about either the old Monster Hunter games or about the newer ones. So he was kind of acknowledging both sides of the argument, which was cool. His name is Ratatosker, which I swear. I think I know that name from one of the games that I've actually played a little bit on stream. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's from like Omen's site or something like that, or one of the other ones, or maybe Bastion. Probably one of those indie games I have. But I'm pretty sure that's where that name is from. I think I recognize the profile picture that he had on YouTube as well. But yeah, so school. Yeah, if you stick around, yeah, you'll see a bunch of games. See, like one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about like my streams, they think I only play like certain things because that's all that they've seen, and the games I play can change daily, and I mean that seriously. Like they can change daily. Like I can decide to play something I haven't played in a long time, and it's like, yeah. And people be wondering like, oh, I didn't know you had played this, or what's this? Like I wasn't exaggerating when I say I play hundreds of games. Like that's actually true. Cause I got like over 100 installed on my PS5, but I have like over 500. Shit. And that's just the PS5. Then for Switch, I got like 150 to 200 or something like that. And PSP games, got DS games, 3DS games, Game Boy Advance games. I have a shadow of my PS2 collection. I have a shadow of my PS2 collection. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of those anymore. I used to have like PlayStation 1 games as well too. I have very few Wii games, which I never actually owned a Wii. I only played on my brother's Wii, so I have very few for that. But I am glad that I did have a few games, because one of the games that I highly recommend that y'all play at some point if you can, Muramasa the Demon Blade. That game is goated. That is a hidden gem on the Wii. There's also a game. Well, I'm pretty sure it's the same game because I actually have it on the Vita. It's called, I think, Muramasa Rebirth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same game because I had got it again on the Vita. And yeah, that game is fucking amazing. Definitely a 10 out of 10. But yeah, the other two Wii games I have are like, Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess. Oh, and I also have Metroid Other M. Oh, and I have Sonic and the Secret Rings, but I never played it. That was actually my nephew's game. And I think he just let me have it because I had asked him about it, I think, a couple of times, and he said he just wanted me to keep it. So, but I never played it myself. And I have very few 360 games because I got Halo 3, Gears of War 2, let's see, Naruto The Broken Bond, and Final Fantasy 13. But I used to have more than that. I used to have more 360 games than that. I gave some away. Yeah, I gave some away, and I think I might have traded in others or whatnot. So, but that was back during the days where I actually traded in stuff to GameStop, which I had stopped doing that. But when I was younger, that was my only way to get like new games to play, aside from like Christmases and birthdays and stuff like that. So I would trade in stuff in order to get new games to play. It was always a fucking scam, but still, that's why I had to do it. So when I finally stopped trading in my fucking games, yeah. So when I stopped trading in my games, yeah, I actually have a collection of them now. You said you did the same thing? Yeah. I prefer Sonic and the Black Knight over the Secret Rings. Oh, okay. I never played the Black Knight. I wish I had. Like, there's a few Sonic games I wish I had actually played. Black Knight is one of them. Unleash is another one as well. I definitely wanted to play both of those. But I am glad I did play through Colors. Colors was a lot of fun. Because I actually saw Colors years ago, which the first time I saw Colors, it was because of an old friend that I had back in high school. No, not high school, middle school. And I saw him again when I was in high school. And it was actually for a Brawl tournament. Yeah, it was for a Super Smash Bros. Brawl tournament. And so his name was Christian. Yeah, his name was Christian. Well, actually, I know his full name. Yeah, I actually have a really good memory. I remember his full name, but yeah, his name is Christian. So he had showed me Sonic Colors on his fucking laptop, but before that, he actually showed me his modded fucking PSP. This man had a lot of stuff on his fucking modded PSP. It was crazy. He had this fucking badass Gundam game on there. I was like, oh shit. That shit was fucking cool as hell. I was like, oh. Like, well, damn. So, but yeah, the first time I saw Sonic Colors, yeah, it was on his laptop. And ever since then, I had wanted it. But I just never got it until, like, somewhat recently. Which I played through it on stream. Oh, which actually, that reminds me, I need to get back on playing Sonic Frontiers, because I got to do the DLC. Yeah, because I beat the main game, but I need to beat the DLC. So I do need to do that. So I might play Sonic Frontiers sometime soon. I also need to get through Forspoken as well. That way I can start playing Final Fantasy 16. That way I can see why people are shitting on it so much. Which y'all know me. I don't trust what other people say when it comes to games. Because a lot of people say that Final Fantasy 16 was bad, and I believe that's absolute fucking cap. I know that game is good. I beat Sonic Colors years ago back on the Wii, so it's cool seeing it again with your streams. Oh yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, so and actually it's cool. Here's another thing. So back to the whole point of like trading in games. So actually one of the things I've done is that in like getting more games, for like the PS4 and all that stuff, and my pretty sizable 3DS collection, because I have a bunch of 3DS games. Because I basically bought almost everything that was, really good on 3DS. So I don't have to worry about shit in that regard. I got basically everything. But just the whole idea of collecting all these different games, some of them are games that I always wanted to play, but I just never got the chance to. So that's how, that's one reason why I have so many. Because there was like certain series that I never actually, played and I wanted to. So I ended up getting like the the PS4 remaster or just like or like a remake or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I can get on PS4 then. So that's how I've been able to dip my toes into a lot of different series. Well, it's not like I was lacking, too hard in like different games. Because of course I played hundreds of games in my lifetime already. But it's just that there were certain ones that I never got the chance to actually try. Oh, you got an ad again? Okay. Hold on. I'll just type it. which is completely understandable due to there being so many games. Yeah, there were way too many games during the PS2 era. You could not keep up with all of them. So yeah, you're making your way through them? Yeah, I am. You know, and there's still welcome back. There's still some games I haven't, tried yet. But that's because my backlog is so immense. Like Tales of Symphonia and stuff like that. I still need to play those on like PS3 or whatever. And it was just unfortunate that I didn't get a PS3 at launch. Or like during that time period. Because, like I had mentioned this before, but brothers had pulled their money together and got me a 360 instead of a PS3 because it was cheaper. So, and I had no idea that they were actually going to do that. So that's why that's the only reason why I even had an Xbox in the first place. So, and then actually speaking about Xbox, now it's not that I hate Xbox because I don't. Now I'm indifferent to it. But you know how there's a lot of console wars and everything, and people are always saying like oh F Sony and F Microsoft and all that. I'm like look, I don't care if y'all doing all of that, but you know how there's some people that definitely want to argue about what's the better console. I've met those people for sure, and whenever I meet those people, I'm just like, okay, now if you want to try to tell me that Xbox is better, it's like, well, what games do you have? They never have anything to say because they know that everything that gets on Xbox is ported to PC immediately, and it's on every other console most of the time. But it's like look, I'm not going to engage in console wars with you, but if you want to go there, then I can easily just shut you down. The reason I play PlayStation and Nintendo is because I grew up with both of them. So that's what I like playing. Now, I have played on PC. I play some stuff on PC, which, see, it's hard to explain stuff like this when, if somebody were to ask me, via text. Yeah, if they were asked, I mean via. If somebody were to ask me, something like that via text, then it's like, well, it's kind of hard to explain because I used to play a few things on PC, but that was like different points when I actually had the laptop in order to actually do that. Because I used to play this one dungeon crawler called Spiral Knights. Spiral Knights is awesome. Yeah, I remember playing that. When I was I forgot. Was that when I was a teenager? I think I played it when I was a teenager, and man, those were some good times. Made a few friends back then, and back then that's when I actually heard about stuff like TF2, Team Fortress 2. Which Team Fortress 2 has a lot of memes and everything around it, and somehow Team Fortress 2 is always brought up in discussion whenever somebody talks about Overwatch for some reason. But anyway, so I heard about TF2 way back then. And I also heard about Roblox way back then. So I've known about those particular games ever since I was a teenager. Because, my friends in Spiral Knights, they used to talk about that. It's like, hey, why don't you play these games? Like, nah, I'm not interested in Roblox. So if anybody ever asks me why I don't play Roblox, it's like, well, I've never been interested in it. It's like, now, to me, Roblox looks silly. And it looks like it's something that's, for kids. I don't play it. My nephews like it. My nephews like that game. I don't. TF2 and Roblox are still popular for some crazy reason. Yeah, they are. Now, TF2, I probably would have played it, maybe. But, but I just didn't. I did play, what was that one game called? I played, I think it was called L Sword. I think I played that for a little bit. I thought that was pretty cool. So I played that. I did play a little bit of RuneScape. RuneScape is a real classic. RuneScape was pretty nice. I was like, oh, this is cool. I didn't play... I don't think I played World of Warcraft. I don't think I was able to run it with my laptop at the time. I don't know, because I think I tried to download it, but it just wasn't working. So I think I tried to, play WoW, but I just couldn't. Because that's one of those games where, if you growing up, you definitely heard about WoW, but yeah, I just never played it. However, I've heard some things about it, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty damn toxic. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not missing out on much. Oh, and another one that I heard about many years ago, League of Legends. Never played that before, which pretty much every single person that I've told that I had never played League, they always say like, yeah, never start. And I was like damn. Which, it is incredibly fucking toxic. One of the most toxic communities out there. And I know that. Because I've heard way too many stories that corroborate that claim. But I do want to at least try it. You said keep it that way? Wait, Alberto, have you tried it? I do at least want to try it because it's just like, well, I do have a couple of League of Legends related games, on my Switch. I haven't played them yet though. One of them is actually a rhythm game called Hex Tech Mayhem. I haven't played that though. Just once, and let me tell you, the first game I was placed into, the people were so toxic it was crazy. Damn. Man, it was your first game and they was already on your ass like that. Now, here's the thing about me and toxicity. Like if you can be toxic, I can be toxic right back to, anybody. I don't give a fuck. But the thing is, I don't want to expend my energy being toxic. That's the difference. That's the main reason why I don't play Overwatch ranked anymore. Because it's just like, well, I don't want to have to cuss out a bunch of, ignorant losers that's trying to, say that I'm bad or whatever. I don't want to have to deal with that shit. Now, sure, I can ignore them, but it's going to come to a point where I want to cuss their asses out. Because then we'll have a real problem. So, I just avoid all that altogether. So that's why I stopped playing Overwatch ranked, years ago. And that was also why I was worried about my nephew, because he actually plays ranked in Overwatch, and it's like, well, I'm warning you, it gets very fucking toxic. Now, and I wasn't saying that as if he couldn't handle it, because he's played like Call of Duty and shit like that, so he's used to it. So he's used to toxicity. He just kind of laughs it off or whatever. But I just giving him a heads up. I was like, it's gonna be really fucking toxic. So if you're sure you want to play it, then go ahead. But I just don't want to expend energy, just cussing people out. Because then it's just gonna mess up, my whole vibe. But you say it rolls off of you. Well, that's good. That's good that you can just ignore it. But yeah, I don't like dealing with people that are fucking useless and being toxic on top of that. Especially since it's a team game. See, that, just like earlier when I was explaining how I have to cover for everybody else's asses, I don't like doing that along with the fact that somebody trying to talk shit to me. So if I know I'm covering for somebody, but yet they saying I'm the one that's fucking up, that makes me mad. Oh wait, hold on. 9:54. Okay, I'll be right back. I want to let me go ahead and claim that prize on My Hero. But I really appreciate y'all for the good conversation. Hope you enjoyed the stream, even though like the the good half of it was like talking for the most part. But yeah, I'll see y'all in well, actually, wait, school. Do you want to see another stream? Because if you do, then I can play Overwatch. gonna hit the bed. Okay. All right. Good night, sweet dreams. Oh, and talk to me in whisper as well. Yeah, we gotta talk about something. Oh, never mind. You gonna reactivate your account? Okay. All right, cool. Well, it takes care of that. All right, Alberto. Have a good night, sweet dreams. I will see you tomorrow.